I'm here with the newest member of the Roar National Champions Club, Cole Ogden might be in for a renaming.
Oh, yeah?
The People's Champion. You
B-Rose
might
taking that spot?
B-Rose might be the new People's Champion. What a victory. This is a home national. This is your first national championship. Give me the emotion. Tell me what it was like putting down those laps, sealing 2 wins, taking it without even having to run the last one. No competition, no contest. What's it like, man? You're a national champion.
Dude, it's so cool. I mean, all weekend, even when I first got here, I've had all the local guys that I see here, because I come to Thornhill once a month or so, I would say. All the local guys coming up to me, being like, man, I'm rooting for you. Like, do it for Texas, do it for Texas. So I really wanted to do it for those guys. I really wanted to get all the, I don't want to call them fans, they're all my friends, give them the win and everything. And yeah, dude, just that first one, it was a little sketch, a little tough. The car was really good, but it wasn't at A2. It was just ripping out there, man. I was smooth, didn't make any mistakes in A2, kept it rubber side down the whole time. A1 had a few little bobbles that kind of made Maifield and Phend right there behind me. I mean, Phend and A2 was still right there, but man, crossing the line, hearing the crowd go crazy, all of my friends and everything right there watching, it's a pretty surreal feeling.
Yeah, well, you said like they're your friends, but they are all fans. Like, if anyone has been to a race where B-Rose has finished up in the top, like I wasn't at SIC when you won your first race, but I know how popular of a win it was. So, it didn't surprise me seeing all those people so excited. I mean, I'm excited for you. And, we've got a past of working together. However, the friendships that we build in this, it doesn't matter what company you run for.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I was so excited for you because I know how much time and effort you put into this. Mm-hmm. Were you like having to tell yourself to breathe in the second one? Like, what was it like knowing that you had some of the best in the world?
Man, with 2 minutes to go in A2, when DP kind of put on that final charge and we were only separated by a few tenths, I started driving super nervous, started not pushing like I was, and I was literally going down the straightaway one lap. I remember it. I took one big, deep breath in the whole time I was going on the straightaway and just said, you got this, B-Rose. Nice. I've been fast all weekend, just keep it clean. After that moment, I kind of loosened back up, and I was able to strap in some really good final laps. And then he made that one little bobble on the triple, just kind of going for a last-ditch effort to pass. And when that moment happened, it just all set in. Like, the excitement hit me, because when you're driving, you don't get the excitement yet because you don't want to get, like, pumped about, oh, I'm going to win, and then there's still 2 minutes left in the race, and you fly off the track or something. That moment, it all set in, and it was like, oh, I did it. We got it done. First nationals.
And you got to do it pretty much at home. So, like, I looked up at you, and when you came across the line, like you said, like it hadn't set in yet. You were just kind of like stepping off your stool, and I was looking up, going like, man, when are you gonna drop that? Like, woo, got it, But it was surreal, and don't be mistaken. Brandon Rose didn't just win. He didn't beat those guys. He really won it convincingly. It wasn't a contest for the most part. Even though they made that last-ditch effort, you put yourself in a situation to make them do that. Mm-hmm. So on the outside looking in, to me, you had full control. It looked like your stuff was just really dialed.
Oh, yeah, all weekend the E-Truck has been absolutely ripping. I mean, I was in battle for TQ the whole weekend. I TQ'd round 2 and round 3. And then Maifield got round 4, and since the last round is always the fastest round, I mean, nothing to take away from him. He was ripping, but he got the overall TQ. But I knew I had the pace to win. I could do it. That was one of my best classes, my best shot, which is crazy because, we don't mess with the E-Truck all that often. But, man, that thing was ripping from the moment I put it down. I really haven't even made many changes to it. It's actually Brent Thelke was kind of tripping out. It's pretty much completely kit. There's nothing. I mean, obviously the setup's all different, but as far as aftermarket parts and stuff like that, there's nothing different on it. And it was just an absolute rocket ship the whole time.
Yeah, that's a testament to the product. I know E-Truggy has really kind of been coming on. It's a very popular class now.
Mm-hmm.
It's turning into at the race time events and at Joey's races out west. Really popular, highly attended. Yeah, we're live. You setting in?
Oh, baby.
Oh, well.
Special guest.
Normally I would say fuck off. We're good, but you can't. You just can't.
Why not? You can tell me to fuck off. It's
but
okay.
I wouldn't.
Oh.
I like you. I mean, you're not, it's not like someone walking up that I don't like. So
Ryan's
Would
a
I
homie.
interrupt?
Nothing.
Sounded
So
very serious.
the serious part is we're talking about like how e-truggy has actually become a very popular class.
Oh, it's
Maybe not as much amongst the pros because you guys have 3 core classes that you run everywhere. But and I haven't got to the question yet, but you're here and I'm going to ask it. I'm going to ask B-Rose
the guy
first.
that just won.
Yeah, so my question for you, this is really important because I've been talked to by many of people, and it's going to be the question I ask all weekend. What's it like, and what do you think about the format that Roar put together to run both electric and nitro nationals together in 1 week instead of 2 locations, two different weeks?
I think it's the first one they've ever done, so we can't like absolutely slam them or nothing like that. They did a really good job. Can things be a little different to make everything a little smoother? Yes, I think so. The last few days have been pretty dang chaotic, just running back and forth nonstop. But like I said, it's their first ever time doing it. I think it was really cool for guys to be able to show up and just run e-buggy and be able to watch all the pros battle it out the whole time and everything. Can we tweak it a little bit? Yes. Do I think we need to run all 3 one day? No. My idea of the whole thing, run the 2 electrics, have like electric nationals the first 3 days, and then almost start a whole new event and do nitro nationals the last 3 days kind of thing. That way, if guys only want to run electric cars, they don't have to take off work for a whole week. They can just take off for 3 days, run their 2 electric cars, and go enjoy the weekend with their family or something, or vice versa. If they have to work all week and can't get off till Friday, then they can show up and just run their nitro cars those 3 days. So I think it's a really good step forward. I think it's a lot better to have it all in one event. It's just a few little tweaks.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Tell us how you feel because
Come on.
we
Come
talked
on,
last
Ryan.
night. We talked last night. I full transparency because I'm almost too honest with the people. We talked last night, and you gave a lot of great constructive criticism, right? Like like you just said, Brandon. This is a first ditch effort. I say we as being part of Roar. Obviously, this was all put together kind of quickly because of the low attendance that was going to happen at Chico. So I knew coming into this that it wasn't going to be perfect. I knew that already. However, so far, other than the intense schedule, it's not gone terrible, but it definitely can be better.
Yeah, I don't disagree with what what was trying to get accomplished. But I'm going to say something now that's new that me and you didn't talk about yet. But I think if we want to try to do this schedule, it's going to limit how and where you race these races. Like, so imagine if we went to Chico and it rained today.
Right.
You can't. There's no way to finish the event. You know what I mean? Like, so you'd have to somehow come to a covered arena or whatever, which those don't exist. Roar's not going to go rent some place for the week to do it.
True.
So that's the schedule is so intense and so time consuming that like it doesn't
leave a lot of room.
There's no room for adjustment.
It's almost like if you would almost have to start Monday and have an off day in the middle of the week.
Something. Like Worlds is always, there's always some sort of buffer day in there for weather or whatever. So that's it. It's just it's a very extreme condensed situation, which we do at Silver State and Nitro Challenge and stuff. But there we're not dealing with the ladder format, Nitro Buggy. So like that's the biggest issue that Roar is going to have to deal with. And I don't know what the right answer is. I just think that I think personally that if the electric classes can't sustain its own national championship, then we maybe just don't need to run a national championship for those classes, or just put e-buggy in with the Nitro Nationals, eliminate e-truggy because
Easy.
Well, no,
come on.
me and Dakota and a lot of people have won. I'm not trying to take away from Brandon's national championship, but we go to these big, like you go to P&B, Brandon, and it's like there's so much electric.
Yeah.
There's a ton of electric entries everywhere we go. Ton of electric entries. But then when it comes to e-nationals, there's never any entries.
Well, I said something.
So
to
like
somebody,
obviously the core customer for electric isn't really
the national quality.
Focus
or
on
caliber.
national
they're not worried
championship,
about national championships.
Correct.
Only like everyone I've ever been to, there's like 60 entries, 70.
Which is the
LCRC. Yeah, that's the problem. So. It's, I don't know. My idea, I told you last night, it's like we run the electric races and Nitro Truck one weekend and then just give Nitro Buggy its entire own week. Because that's how it used to be. Nitro Buggy was just its own week. This was before Truggy was really a thing, but the promenance and the the grandiose setup of it was that it was the same as like the European Championships, which is damn near close to like what a Worlds looks like. So I mean, I think that's what like Nitro Buggy should just be the main focus for a whole week, because that is the biggest class in RC in the world. But yeah, I mean, we need to figure out a way to try to keep the nationals for the electric stuff going, but this format is, there's just no way it's going to be sustainable. Like if it's going to go to Chico next year, which is the word on the street, like imagine if it did rain. You know what I mean? Like there's
like if they did this same schedule, we're screwed.
Yeah, there's no way they can make it work.
Well, now that e-buggy is becoming a world championship class, you know, possibly running the 2 trucks the first 2 days, and then taking a day off, and then like getting into buggy.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
there's a lot
I think
of
you could
situations.
Yeah, run trucks first, and then the 2 buggies together, and maybe we don't need to run AAA mains, you know, on the latter day. Just run AA mains or run a single main. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like just
you can figure it out.
Yeah, I mean some of the biggest races in the world that it's considered Nitro Challenge and Silver State, some of the biggest races we do.
2 biggest in America,
and they're
for
just
sure.
single 10-minute races. Yeah, you know, and so
I have an opinion about AAA mains. I mean, if you've come to Masters before, you haven't, but I am highly against them. I hate triples and doubles. I think if you can't get it done in 1, you're not going to get it done in 3. And I understand failures can happen, but racing's racing. NASCAR doesn't get 3 chances, right? Like you don't start the day off thinking, well, if I fuck up right now,
I get another chance.
It's not the way racing works.
Right.
You move on to the next week,
the
next year, whatever it is. And I'm not a big fan of triples. I get why they.
Yeah,
do
I mean,
triples.
we could eliminate it, and we could use. It would be nice to use the truggies together as like one as a testing, you know, for Nitro Truck, vice versa for buggy, whatever. But you know, I don't know. We'll see. But I wanted to just step over here and say big shout out to Brandon. You know, he drove super good, and he's one of the cleanest dudes I've ever raced with. Like
Thank you, Ryan.
You know, we've got into it a little bit remember at P&B, the Joker lap that one time?
Yeah.
Dude, that was hilarious. And afterwards, I'm like, my bad. And he's like, he said right back, he's like, dude, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, bro, it's just a bad situation. Yeah. But yeah, great job doing it, doing something like this at your home. This is your home track, pretty much.
Pretty
right?
much, yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. Obviously, the fans here, the guys here love you. So I just wanted to come over and say good job, and it was fun racing with you. And wish I would have put up a better fight, but dude, my truck was rough in the first couple of mains. But we got Nitro Buggy, so we'll go at it again.
That only one that matters too.
Yeah. Well, no, they all matter. You know what?
They all matter.
Pretty
But
much
that's one
pay
we
the same
all want to win the most.
And when you're done racing, they don't say what national championships you won. They just say how many. So it's all good.
Well, you've started your journey.
I've started. Maybe one day I'll get. What are you? 30, 40?
I don't know. Dakota's got me beat though.
Oh yeah.
Oh, of course. He's.
Shit.
I mean, he just fucking won what 2? He's won 3 this year already.
Today. Yeah, 2 today.
So he's killing it. He took me out though. I owe him one.
Oh,
no.
Hold on. I want to pull you back. We're gonna talk about that at some point when you've.
No, he didn't. We already went to talk. I already went to talk. I got the lead because he crashed, and then I cased the fucking easiest jump on the track. Just like, dude, you're like full chase mode for 20 minutes. You know, like 14 seconds back.
Reeling him in, dude.
Yeah, I reeled him in. Get in front of him, and then just like. Didn't know what to do.
Went out on the easy jump on the track.
And I'm just like, all right, last lap, just chill. You got this. Case the jump. And I'm like,
that's what happened. Anytime RM's behind me, even though I know he's not going to take me out, I know he's one of the cleanest guys out there, I always drive worse. I just get nervous.
Pressure.
Because it's Mayfield.
It's pressure, man.
And Nitro Truck on that big jump, I was like, just go. Just have it.
Well, I did that to you in E-Truck.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, you got me. Go, dude. Like, let's go. But yeah, and then back to Nitro Truck. Yeah, I cased that jump, and then I let him get close, and then, he drove it in deep going into the triple, but it's the last lap. Fuck, I would have done the same thing. Like, a couple people came up like, dude, he drove you dirty. I'm like, no, he didn't, dude. It's the last lap for a national championship. Like, it is what it is.
I have a little skin in Dakota's game, right? But I watched that race with a hawk eye because obviously it was just everyone was zoomed in.
Amazing race.
And I chalked that up because I would be 100% real, no matter who it is. I chalked that up to good racing.
No,
it wasn't hard. You had no tire left.
No.
You guys were skating around trying to win.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just hard, good racing.
Yeah.
You know, in Dakota shouldn't even have been in that position.
Yeah.
He fucked up.
Yeah.
He fucked up on top left corner up here.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for that, he probably wouldn't have.
Yeah, I mean, I had a rough start to that race. Jonah got me going up this jump. I literally flew off the track, like couldn't see my car.
Yep.
And then got back going, and then just had some other things, whatever. So yeah, by the time I got to second, we were 14 seconds behind Dakota, some shit like that.
Yeah.
And then because of some of his mistakes, I was running some faster laps. Ended up getting there, and then he crashed. That ultimately let me get by him, and then I just gave it right back to him, and then we were basically dead even.
Yeah.
And he threw it in, and it is what it is. I mean, whatever, dude. Was it clean? No, but it's also the last fucking lap. Do what you got to do. Like I told him, I walked over there, and he's like, hey, we're good buddies, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I don't know if many people know that, but like we're good homies. And like I'm going to his house in 2 weeks. We're flying. Me and the family are flying there to hang out with them.
Nice.
And
go see the baby.
Yeah. And I walked up, and he's like, he's doing one of these, and I'm like, you're good, dude. It's the last lap, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just owe you one for buggy.
Exactly.
Well, I go back to Chico where he led the fucking entire race.
Yeah, his motor mount broke.
And the motor mount broke.
Yeah. No, we've had a lot of good
Guys,
races. Me and Brandon have had a lot of good races. Like,
yep.
It's been fun, dude. The e-buggy races were like crazy today.
Oh yeah,
dude,
so tight.
Like Hacksaw Ridge out there, bro. Like you better
no rules, just absolute
just
send it.
sawing each other, but that's fun.
The track is very one groove.
Yeah, but there's spots like that downhill double when you got around me.
Yeah,
like,
that's
you
a good passing
You can
spot.
pass somebody there.
I think the biggest thing too, the track's just really tricky. The layout's hard, so
tricky.
it's super easy. Not really make a mistake, but just make like miss your mark, miss your line, and then boom, a passing opportunity.
Yeah, but you miss your mark,
happens.
it's a second.
Yeah.
Yes,
like
it's especially the nitro mains
Yeah.
when we're on bone slicks, you can miss your mark by just a little bit.
Yeah,
and
it's like 4 seconds.
Yeah, it's like 4 or 5.
And for everybody that's going to be watching this, for everyone that's going to be watching this, the fact of the matter is these guys went out on brand new tires, and what do you say, like 3/4 of the way through you're bald?
No, it was
1/4 halfway.
probably 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
So 45-minute race, 20 minutes in, and they are on full slicks, which means if you do not hit your groove, you're fucked.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are, how good of a driver.
not to mention, you don't just blow that corner the next lap or two.
Yeah.
Because like the tires are hot, and then that dirt sticks to them, and then you got to try to get them. Like literally, sometimes I was going down the straightaway like NASCAR, and like just turning back and forth trying to clean the tires off.
Sure.
Because it was crazy. It's pretty nuts. So then we got to race the Worlds here. That's going to be crazy.
Even more gnarly. Only nitro too. This place, I'm sure a lot of the guys back home don't realize this. Thornhill, it's completely different when electric cars are on it all day versus nitro cars on it all day. It gets way more grip than nitro cars and
like
everything.
Nitro buggy, the grip is going to be way higher.
Okay.
Like it's going to be gnarly.
And then World's a week and a half of straight nitro buggies.
Yeah.
It'll be even more gnarly.
Yeah, I was talking to Jason, I'm like, bro, we might just need full-blown slicks. Like they would
8-scale slicks.
There's a potential.
Sure.
Like it, but you got to pass tech. But
well, I mean, they just got to be bigger, right? So I mean, we went through this, and
I hope it doesn't go to that. But like if we did, the tire dust wouldn't be as bad. You know what I mean? Like the groove would probably widen out some because like most of the dust is tire dust. From the tires wearing and leaving it on the track. So if you ran slicks, maybe there would be less tire dust. I don't know. Nobody wants to run A-scale on slicks, but it is a potential that's going to happen. So,
but do you think that we could have done it at Redovan last year? I mean, I know they got the slicks by the time the end of the race.
Well, the problem is that nobody makes a slick or has ever made a slick for A-scale
thick enough,
or thick enough to pass tech afterwards.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like to make it properly, to prepare for the amount of wear it's going to have. I don't know. But I hope not. I mean, that's dumb. I mean, and Worlds, can you sauce tires at Worlds?
Legally, no.
Technically, no. Yeah, you're not allowed to.
Yeah, so that might
throws a whole different.
Yeah, that changes what's going to happen. So who knows? That's a year away. But I mean, this weekend for Nitro Buggy, I bet we're going to have more grip this weekend than we would for Worlds.
Yeah. I mean, you got to also think it's going to be in September. More than likely.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's going to be cool here in September,
but
it's not going to be.
It's going to be cooler.
Yeah.
So we're not going to look so glossy.
Can you powder my nose, please? I'm. It's very interesting. I think Worlds here. Obviously, the facility is one of the best in the country.
Yeah, it's great.
We have a few amazing facilities in this country. We're fortunate. But this one is one of the only full-time covered facilities, and to have a Worlds, I think that's a big deal.
Yeah,
I think that's a big deal. So
Yeah, I mean, Garrettine Racing, I think the world it's going to be good. It's going to be gnarly. I mean, they could maybe do something cool like go outside of the poles or something. You know what I mean? Like a little concrete section. Like I think if they could somehow make the track longer. You know what I mean? Like a bigger lap for Worlds would be cool.
Yeah. That would be sick.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But
Yeah, I mean, if you make it more busy than this to get lap time, it's too busy.
Yeah,
it's already so busy.
Yeah.
So it would definitely have to get bigger
Yeah.
somehow.
Incorporate the AstroTurf. Make it half dirt, half turf.
no.
That's a hard no from Maifield right there. Well,
all right, I need another beer.
all right.
I got to work on my car. Just wanted to come over here and ball jam you guys and
Appreciate
say
you.
good job.
What we're going to do after you leave is we're going to drink beer from his cup.
Fucking A.
Come
Why
on,
not?
baby.
I've done it.
We've all done
As
it.
you
gotta do
should.
it. Yeah, first
As
natty,
you
I feel like you
should.
have to do
You
it.
have to. Yeah, of course. I'll watch.
I don't know how many times because he didn't tell us, but multiple time national champion.
I didn't mean to come over here and steal Brandon's thunder. I just like these guys. Wanted to jump in, say hi, and say good job.
Thank you, Ryan.
And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next couple days, and we'll battle it out again.
Hopefully,
So
I'll
we're right back
we'll
at
get
it.
you back on before the end of the weekend. Happy or pissed off, either way.
Whatever.
I
Yeah,
love
I didn't
having
even talk to Scotty after the truck
saw
meet. I'm
that.
like,
He says,
I could
"Hey, you wanna-"
barely. Dude, I was so done. I could like barely walk away. Like I was mentally done. Like
Yeah.
just spent.
I saw Scott. He said, "Hey, Ryan, you want to come up for an interview?" And you're like,
No, I need a break. Dude.
I don't think like people back home realize how exhausting it is doing this stuff, especially
And-
at the top level when everyone's so good.
And it's coming down to the last lap like that, and then you fucking blow it. Like, dude, it's gut wrenching, and it's like all that work for that. What are you doing? You know, and so. But yeah, it's now a few
push
beers
that
in.
rewind button so
Yeah,
bad.
it's like, can I just get that quarter of a second back? That's all it is. It's a quarter of a second that you made a slight bobble, and after
doesn't take
45
much.
minutes, you know what I mean? But
but
yeah.
the fact that after 45 minutes, it came down to
The
you
last
guys
lap.
coming down.
Yeah, and that doesn't normally happen, and it wasn't going to happen today.
Yeah, it
But,
didn't look like it.
Yeah, and a couple crashes on his part.
And Dylan at his last pit stop was for Dakota's standards was really slow, and so
Yeah, but
couple
with a
extra
lead like
seconds-
that.
yeah. Oh, take the second.
Yeah, of
100%,
course. Like that
100%.
wasn't. I mean, with a lead like that, and you're going 9, like
make
of
sure she's all
course
the way
make sure
filled.
that thing's full, because at that point you're just like all he's got to do is coast her home.
Yeah.
You know, so that ain't on Dylan. That I mean, Mike
no,
would have
no,
done
no,
the
no.
same to me, but that's just the racing, especially on a tight track like this. You just don't know.
Yeah.
Like what I learned today was that you're never out of it.
Right.
You know,
Thought
I
over
was,
till it's over.
yeah, I was 14 seconds back. Somehow got there.
And the
you know?
car is like, I'm sure you feel the same way. Your car from the start of the main to the end of the main, it feels like you have a completely different setup on your car.
Yeah,
and
it
it's driving
changes.
so much different.
Oh yeah, especially when they get slick. Those tires.
Yeah.
I know the oils get light, diffs get light, but those tires also being slick. I mean, just
Yeah, you
total
start
different
with
drive.
full pin, so it's kind of pinny and wiggly. Then all of a sudden, it's a full-blown slick tire, so it's just like 1-to-1 grip.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, like
Exactly.
full-blown 10-scale shit. But
Yeah.
Barely touching the wheel. Start of the race over
Yeah.
here.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're
Throwing
like,
it at
sawing.
the end. Yeah, you're just barely
can somebody put
touching
thicker
it.
front shock oil in this thing real quick?
That's when you have you
That's
ever
awesome.
seen those adjustable shocks?
Yeah, we need to I need 2
Yeah.
clicks.
Yeah.
Give me 2 clicks.
Clean it out hour on top.
That's
All
awesome.
right, anyways, I'll let you guys get back to it.
Thanks,
Thanks
Mayfield.
for letting me in.
Thank you, Ryan.
Later, guys.
Appreciate that
Bye-bye.
back, man. It's good racing this weekend,
job.
baby. We ain't over yet.
Yeah, we got more.
We got more.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Oh, we got DP?
Oh shit. Well, just go
on,
ahead.
baby.
I was thinking you were gonna bring your cup so we can drink beer out of yours too.
Double shotguns.
He's gonna definitely drink beer out of his cup. It's his first national championship, and you won 2 today. So we got all the national champions in one sitting for today. Did I turn that on?
You just muting me the whole time?
I didn't mute you. Mayfield must have turned it off when he said it
He saw
down.
you walking up.
Mayfield's like, "Yeah, fuck that guy." So we got Dakotah Phend joining us, 2-time national champion today. We don't even know how many between
How many
you and
in total,
Mayfield.
Dakota?
Yeah, what did
Do
that
you
make?
know?
Do you know?
I believe with stock, I'm at 43 now.
Wow.
Okay, so if you subtract stock,
34.
that's still
That's
impressive.
insane. I got
I mean,
one.
Hey,
I'm catching you.
yeah.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Start somewhere.
You got to start somewhere.
That first one's the hardest one a lot of times. So
That's
you
what
get
Scotty was up there saying in the
Yeah, you get
interview.
the monkey up
Like,
the
once you
back
got it
and-
done, you know what they say, you should be good to go.
Yeah. Now
So
you know what to do.
I was told a long time ago the first million's the hardest to make, and then after that they just keep coming. I mean, I'm just waiting for the first million. So like, we're gonna keep on working. But that first national championship came today in his home state, and you had to defend yourself against this guy. So 34 nationals outside of stock, which I count stock. I'm not even discounting stock
Yeah,
because
it's different. But
you had to start. That's where you started.
Yeah.
You know, and so to win nationals, that gets you prepared for moving to Massa. But for you to have to go and do what you did today, you did it by holding off this guy and that guy and a bunch of other guys. So when do you get nervous when you have someone like him putting pressure on you?
Like a year ago, 100%. And like in that instance, yes, I was definitely nervous. Like we talked about earlier, I went down a straightaway and just gotta calm down.
And that's a short
Dakota,
straightaway
take a
too.
breath.
Yeah.
That's a short straightaway. It's different like if you're at like PMB and you
you
got
don't
like a
have that
second,
long.
you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
This one
And
you're
the
like,
straight's actually hard now. Once a grip came up, you got to be on it on the break-in. So.
yeah.
I think too, like the nerve thing sets in. If you're at like 80% and you can tell DP's at 100% and you're keeping that gap, then you don't get that nervous because you know your car is super good, you're in tune. But when you're at 100% and he's at 100%, we're the exact same speed, and it just comes down to who makes that one little bobble. Yeah, I'm shaking.
So speaking of bobbles, Mr.
Oh, boy. Going here already.
So for anyone this is going to be posted tomorrow or tonight, I mean. For anyone that watched the mains today, you saw Dakota, after he got the lead, pretty much dominate the entire race until the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Made a huge mistake on the top left corner.
Yeah, it was 3 minutes left to go.
3 minutes to go.
I remember very
Mayfield
clearly.
comes out around the outside. You shoot out. You actually retain the lead, and then you guys battle. So what was going through your mind after you made that crucial mistake? You had a 15-second lead.
Yeah.
What was going on?
Yeah, I had a pretty good lead. I kind of made a dumb mistake there in the beginning. Jonah kind of messed up the triple, and I went inside, and I had the pass made, and I just went too tight and hit the cone.
Hit the cone, yeah.
Dropped down to third. That kind of reset everything because that was kind of my chance to try to get away. I thought my truck was pretty good on the new tires and stuff, so that was kind of like in my head, I was like, all right, let's get this, get out front and try to go because I didn't want to be racing on slicks the last 5 minutes like I was.
With pressure.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was my goal, and then to kind of reset, there was kind of a pile up in front of me, and I just barely squeaked through. Was pretty fortunate there, and then kind of had a few second gap from there. Was able to stretch it out, and then once Ryan got into second, he really put the hammer down and started slowly reeling me in. And I could do the fast laps and the 35s and stuff here and there, but just not quite as consistently. And it's hard too when you have that gap to try to keep pushing and be on that edge. But he did a really good job kind of riding that fine line and not having a crash because you're making up 3/10 here, 5/10 here, and it slowly comes down. But that's a long uphill battle, but he's one of the best to be able to do that and figure that out. And yeah, he got pretty close, and then once he kind of got within that 3 seconds, I kind of had to start pushing like we were racing and try to maintain that gap because I didn't want it to come down to the last lap and be banging wheels and stuff. And then I had a really stupid crash with 3 minutes left to go, and then it was we all were kind of just trying to do what we could.
Whenever you're leading like that too, it's always a tough situation because you don't want to drive over your head and end up making a mistake, and then boom, he's right there when you had a 10-second lead, but you don't want to drive super smooth and let him catch you and that kind of aspect. So it's always tough being in there because I know that for SIC I was kind of in the same boat. Do I keep up this pace and just try to gap as far as I can, or I back her down not in my normal flow and then end up accidentally flying off the track because you're actually going too slow.
Sure.
Right.
It's always a catch-22.
That's the mental part of leading a race, especially near the end, is okay, because sometimes going fast, it's just easier. That's what you're used to. You've been practicing
staying in that
all week.
rhythm. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, it's tough, and you kind of almost have to do it lap by lap. Sometimes I'll push for a few laps and then kind of have a chill lap. But honestly, especially once the tires start to wear down, it's really hard to tell the difference. The second from like a 37 flat to like a 35.5, it's really hard to tell the difference in the lap because it's just,
getting out of the groove that much.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, like I just got to groove a little bit. That was like, a tenth or whatever, and it's actually half a second.
Yeah,
like,
that's what Maifield said. He's like, it's a second. You get out of the groove, and you like blow a corner and roost it all the way around just to save it. It's a second.
And if you go like literally an inch wide, that happens. Like especially at the end. I mean, you would go an inch wide, and you would end up being 3 feet wide in the turn, just because as soon as you hit the dust,
outside tube almost.
Yeah, as soon as you hit the dust, it was done. So it was pretty gnarly. The track's a little bit different from Lone Star. So Lone Star, it was pretty like flat groove, I would say, and I think slicks was no problem. But there's a lot of dust out there.
Yeah, definitely at Lone Star, the line was a lot bigger. I think because the track was so much high speed, it wasn't as tight 180s and stuff, so people's lines were a little different.
Yeah.
Some corners hitting the apex was the fastest. Some corners going mid was the fastest. This one's a lot tighter, and it's more, I wouldn't say it's more one-lined, but in a way it is just because it's 180s and stuff like that, and anytime you're hitting those sections, you just want to hit them as tight as possible.
Yeah.
So when you do go a little wide, no one is out there. And with Nationals, it's all the best drivers in the country here.
Right.
With Lone Star, you had a lot of Texas guys that just wanted the races, see the pros drive, stuff like that.
Just calling out his home state.
Yeah. But it's true. I mean, Nationals, it's all the best guys. We got guys from all over coming out, so the line is going to be a little smaller. All love to my Texas fam. You guys were killing it out there.
Yeah. I don't. You might get a kick out of this, but Cole might have to change his name. People's Champion might be changing over to the B Rose. I mean, the fan base is growing by the day, so it's pretty awesome. So, sorry, because you run something different. But I'm proud of you. I'm proud of what's going on. I get this chance to talk to you while we're on here. That's 5 national championships for Ultimate and Nitrolux. Just keep on.
Man.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't do nothing but just watch and cheer. But your engine program, there's not many people that were out there on the why am I drawing a blank? The
9 minute.
The 9 minute stops, or your stop sequence. And you told me something a little while ago, and I don't know if you want to tell people. But,
no, that's fine. You're cool.
But tell me, what was today like? Because you did have a little panic moment.
Yeah. So I'm pretty comfortable doing the longer stops. I did the 10-minute stop here at Lone Star and Truck for the 30-minute main, and normally mileage, has not been a problem for me. I've really been able to dial it in. It kind of got a little bit. Really, it's been since Ultimate and Nitrolux. Like, we've worked really well together and really kind of dialed that in, got it figured out, and we've been able to drop that stop on most people, or at least do the least amount of stops. I'm not losing a stop on anyone, which for some of the guys, remember when I was younger, I was the one pitting at 6 minutes. So it's been like a full circle turnaround. Like, I was at the bottom and I had to claw my way up to where I'm at now in the mileage department. But yeah, I was getting like pretty normal mileage from what I would expect. I was a little bit more worried just because of the wheel spin and stuff with the dust. And if you get out of the groove, like, you do have to consciously be aware of that and not get on the dust and just yank it full throttle. Like, you got to be pretty careful with that. And then just making adjustments as the race goes on. First stop, I use this much fuel, and then if I need to adjust my driving, then that's what I have to do. But yeah, I did have a little bit of a sketchy moment. The truck motor I've been running has got some miles on it, but it's been running good, so kept with it. And in the last qualifier, kind of just lost some power and needed to throw a no one in for today.
With no time really to work on it. Yeah, so
it wasn't brand new, just to be clear. It wasn't a brand new motor, but it was an engine that I have not run here. So that was a little bit stressful, just trying to get the tune exactly where I needed it to be for that. Because when we're doing those stops, if it sounds silly, but even half of an hour, it can be 15, 20 seconds. So if I'm half of an hour off on bottom, half an hour off on top, that can be over 30 seconds of run time really easily. So trying to make sure that is dialed in is for sure stressful going into it. And then also just the fact with the heat and the humidity and stuff here, you can't run normal tunes, just to be clear, or even close to it.
Yeah.
So kind of manage that. Okay, I'm going to start 2 hours richer than I normally would on bottom, and then 10 minutes into the race it's going to be back to normal. But by the 30-minute mark, I'm not going to be overheating.
Right.
I'm making it sound really complicated, but it actually kind of is.
It's a very
fine line, and it's
I mean,
you
got to be a scientist to figure this stuff out. So just to put it in layman terms, in the engine that he was most comfortable with, and he knew he could get the mileage. In the last qualifier yesterday, it lost its power basically. Today, with only one 15-minute run that he's allowed to have prior to running, he had to make sure that the engine he put in could do what he had planned all along.
Yeah.
And so, with no time today, and not to mention these guys, because of the format, are running 3 classes today, 3 main events, AAA mains and 2 electric classes, a 45-minute main, a 15-minute. You got an hour on your truggies because you had a 15-minute warm-up.
Yep.
And with all that going on, Dakota had to make sure that his engine he put in could handle the same tune or get the same mileage, really without knowing, because all you had was one test.
Yeah, which is not super accurate. And I went out on like pretty bald tires, so I didn't know like with new tires how much wheel spin you're getting with that kind of a thing. So yeah, I mean it was a little bit of a risk, but I think honestly tune wise, like we nailed it. It was right on the limit, but I never felt like it got hot or started to kind of like get too hot or ping or anything like that. So I think the tune was nailed, and I was able to do the stops. Ended up being like pretty comfortably. The only thing I would say I really adjusted is the first stop. I came in more like pretty close to the 9-minute mark. Normally I would go more like 9:30 to 10 minutes. That way at the end I would come in like at 7.5, 8 minutes left. So that was really the only adjustment I made, is I came in a little bit closer to 9 just to see if the first stop. I think it was like
sure.
Yeah, I think it was like 9:15, 9:20, and then the next stops we kind of did the same thing. So I think I came in at the end with I only came in like a lap or 2 before Ryan. So
yeah. Did Ryan go 9?
no, he did 7.5.
Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, he.
I think you were only one of the guys to do 9, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I was trying to keep track, which is kind of hard to once everyone gets spread out. But I think like the top 5 or 6, I think I was the one that.
And normally when you cut out a pit stop, you've got to, if you're up front, you got a good lead. You don't got to worry about getting battled. But not today. Well, awesome, man. Congratulations on another 2 national championships. I'm looking forward to Buggy tomorrow. X-Ray, man, real quick. Both of you guys, new brands this year. X-Ray, how's it fitting? How's it fitting your style? How's the teamwork going? Where are we at?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, it's honestly it's scary. Like I didn't know anything else. I've never run for another car manufacturer. I barely even driven another car. So yeah, it was a big life change. It's same career path, but yeah, different family, and it's been awesome. The whole team has been super welcoming, and yeah, I think we kind of came out of the gate swinging, which I think is sometimes easy to do because it's fresh. You're excited, like you're good to go. You're amped
motivation,
up.
yes.
Yeah, and then after that, like the reality sets in, and we went to work, and I've been getting everything dialed in. So yeah, it's good. I'm happy. I'm enjoying the pillowball experience and kind of just going down that path. I've never had that experience before. So yeah, it's been good. The car is really awesome. So
what about you, Brandon? Now unassociated, you're on S-Works the last 2 years. Obviously, a big victory, but leading up to this point, how's everything been?
It's the same thing as Dakota says. Like, it is scary switching teams and everything. I've driven a few other brands, so it wasn't like I've been in the boat before. But man, they were so welcoming and really have helped me out a lot with my racing program. Just Richard, BT, they're such knowledgeable dudes. They've been in the hobby for so long now, so teaching me stuff that I didn't even know about, and just setting me up with hotels and stuff like that, handling all my business. It's been really good, and the cars themselves have been amazing.
Yeah,
it was a little bit figuring them out to start, which same as Dakota said. Like if you first join, it's kind of like that initial motivation where like you could be racing a Traxxas car and still go around the track pretty quick, and then reality kind of sets in. You realize, okay, let's get to work and start making changes, trying new stuff, and it's been great.
Awesome. Well, both of you guys have been kicking butt, and I'm proud of both of you. I call both of you guys my friends, but to see you, win and to do what you guys are doing is really cool. Brandon getting your first one. I think now's the time, bro.
Now's the time to make it happen for the people?
Let's make it happen for the people.
There you go.
You going to be able to drink all that? I don't care if your shirt gets wet. Let's fucking go, dude. Let's go. All right. First natty going down. Cheers.
There you go.
Fucking B-Rose. Drinking out of the cup.
Awesome.
I love it. It's like this. right,
That's awesome, man.
That's Wheel and
Congrats again, dude.
Trigger.
Thanks, man.
Thank you for both these guys. We got a lot more coming up, interviews throughout the rest of the week. B-Rose, congratulations, buddy.
Thanks, Brent.
Dakota, keep it up, man.
Good racing,
And,
Dakota. We're flying
thank you,
out there.
Like, subscribe, join the channel, do whatever you got to do with Wheel and Trigger. We love you, and we'll be back with more. Peace.
Hey, boys.